again, everybody. I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down this week's 40 most popular country songs in the nation as they're ranked by MediaBase 24/7 for the chart week of October 14th, 2023. Got one debut on the chart this week. We'll get to that one shortly. First, let's take a look back at last week's top three. At number 3 was Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean. Number 2 was Watermelon Moonshine by Lainey Wilson. And the number 1 song last week was Girl in Mine by Parmalee. Now, can the Carolina guys hang on to that number 1 spot for a second week? We'll find out 39 hits from now. First, we get started with the week's only debut, coming in at number 40, the second top 40 hit by Megan Moroney. This is the follow-up to her number 1 hit, Tennessee Orange. Her new song's called I'm Not Pretty. And with that one debut, one dropper this week, that song is Giving Up on That by Dalton Dover. On with the countdown, spending a second week at number 39. Here's Tyler Hubbard with Back Then, Right Now. Slipping back a spot to number 38, here's Zach Bryan and Casey Musgraves with I Remember Everything. In their 10th week in the countdown, they slip a notch to number 37, Carly Pearce and Chris Stapleton with We Don't Fight Anymore. After debuting last week at number 40, he's up 4 to 36, Kane Brown with I Can Feel It. 7th week in the countdown, slipping back a spot to number 35, Carrie Underwood with Out of That Truck. Trading places with Carrie, moving up 1 to number 34, another American Idol champion, Scotty McCreery with Cab and a Solo. For the third week in a row at number 33, it's Parker McCollum with Burn It Down. And at number 32 for the third week, Gabby Barrett with Glory Days. And for his second week at number 31, here's Cody Johnson with The Painter. In his 15th week in the countdown, he slips a spot to number 30, Brian Kelly with See You Next Summer. At number 29, moving up 1, it's Hardy with Truck Bed. And at number 28 for the third week, here's Jackson Dean with Fearless. At number 27 for a second week, Warren Ziders with Pretty Little Poison. At number 26 for the third week, it's Brothers Osborne with Nobody's Nobody. Falling 3 spots to number 25 in her 25th week on the chart, Ashley McBryde with Light On in the Kitchen. And at number 24 for a second week, it's Chase Beckham in 23. And at number 23 for a second week, Nate Smith with World on Fire. Falling 2 spots to number 22, it's Connor Smith with Creek Will Rise. And falling back 2 spots to number 21, Riley Green and Luke Combs with Different Round Here. In his 24th week in the countdown, he's up 1 to number 20, Mitchell Tenpenny with We Got History. Dropping back 1 to number 19, it's Chris Stapleton with White Horse. And here's the fastest climbing song of the week, up 7 notches to number 18, Jelly Roll and Lainey Wilson with Save Me. And here's the biggest dropper this week. It was number 1 last week. This week, number 17, Parmalee with Girl in Mine. Moving up 1 to number 16, it's Kelsey Ballerini with If You Go Down. Holding steady at number 15, here's Chris Jansen with All I Need Is You. Up 2 spots to number 14 this 20th week on the chart, George Burge and Mind on You. Up 1 to number 13, Dan and Shay with Save Me the Trouble. Up 1 to number 12, Luke Bryan with But I Got a Beer in My Hand. And here's a former number 1 from 2 weeks ago, this week down from number 4 to 11, Bailey Zimmerman with Religiously. All right, with the first of the 10 biggest hits, here's Dylan Scott climbing 2 to number 10 with Can't Have Mine. Here's a former number 1, down a spot to number 9, Jelly Roll with Need a Favor. At number 8, leaping 3 spots and collecting his 12th top 10 hit, it's Morgan Wallen with Everything I Love. Back up 2 spots to number 7 with his former number 1 hit, it's Luke Combs with Fast Car. Leaping 4 spots to number 6, Tim McGraw with Standing Room Only. At number 5, up 2 spots, Dustin Lynch with Stars Like Confetti. Up 2 spots to number 4, Russell Dickerson with God Gave Me a Girl. At number 3, with his second appearance within the top 10, up 2 spots, here is Morgan Wallen and Thinking About Me. At number 2, up a notch this week, it's Jason Aldean with Try That in a Small Town. And the number 1 song in country music this week, taking 18 weeks to get here, and this becomes their 5th number 1 hit out of her album called Bell Bottom Country. Here's Lainey Wilson with Watermelon Moonshine. Thank you for listening. I'm Chris. See you next week, everybody.